4 weeks ago, I had to get surgery to repair my lower abdominal wall, which I tore while I was playing for St. Louis FC in the 2017 USL season. I recorded the entire journey. This is my return. So tomorrow's the day of the surgery. I'm not like nervous for the actual surgery, but I'm nervous for the pain after. I'm also a little nervous about the recovery process because I have a big tendency to push myself a little bit too hard, and I don't want to do something that my body can't handle and end up setting me back further. I guess I'll see you guys after the surgery. The surgery was scheduled for October 11th, and fortunately everything went exactly according to plan. However, the next 24 hours were extremely painful.
Feeling really sore, but I'm happy I got it over with. So I literally haven't moved from this spot for the last 24 hours, except to go pee twice. I'm not allowed to take off the bandage yet. I think later today I am, but that's where they cut me, right here. Oh, that's sore even touching that.
In comparison to some other very serious surgeries, this surgery has a very fast turnaround. The recovery process is actually only 6 to 8 weeks, which is terrific. Just 24 hours after the actual surgery, I was already scheduled to get up and start moving around to increase blood flow.
It'll look okay once you start moving, actually.
That's good.
The worst part is actually getting up.
Yeah.
We literally made it down to the end of the parking lot and back. It's very sore, very sore. My girlfriend Mimi actually flew from San Diego all the way into St. Louis just to take care of me. I honestly don't know what I would have done without her help.
So I just want to give Mimi a huge shout out, because right when I got surgery, she actually took a red-eye flight all the way from San Diego into Chicago, stayed there for like a 2 or 3 hour layover, flew straight into St. Louis, and then got an Uber to go straight to the hospital so she could stay there and make sure I was okay. She drove me home, and now for the last 24 hours, she's just been taking care of me. It's just been amazing, and I really appreciate it. She's not in the room right now because she doesn't want to be on camera and be embarrassed, but I'm gonna try to get her on camera, even though she doesn't like it.
Each day I felt a very slight improvement with how my body was feeling and how well I could move around the house and move outside. I put all of my time and energy into focusing in on these mini milestones of this process. I rarely looked big picture. It was always on what I was gonna do today. When I finally went on that walk and came back, I felt this huge rush of accomplishment just for walking 12 minutes. It was that mini milestone, accomplishing that mini milestone and then moving on to the next step that provided me a ton of relief during this time.
Sorry, I forgot this is your vlog, not mine.
So annoying.
First day I feel like a normal human. Eating breakfast and going on a walk. Feels good. Feels really good.
How long are you going today?
2 sets of 10 minutes. New record.
After 4 days, Mimi had to return back to San Diego. At this point, although it was painful, I was able to get up off the bed by myself. I was able to walk around, and I could stand up for periods of time long enough in order for me to cook, go to the bathroom, etc. Basically, even though it hurt, I could take care of myself at this point. Mimi really is the most selfless, kind, and caring person that I've ever met in my life.
Huh?
So I look fresh.
Alright, I'm gonna miss you.
How much?
Again, with each passing day, I could feel a difference in how I felt. I felt stronger. Every single day I felt I could walk a little bit faster or a little bit farther. I took a mental and written note of how I felt so I could compare it each and every day to the previous day or the previous week. I had my plan and I focused on accomplishing these mini milestones along the journey.
Today is like the really first day that I'm feeling back to normal. The pain is kind of more in the back of my mind. It's always there still when I move, when I sit for a long time. But it's not at the front of my mind where I'm like making sure my movements are not gonna hurt it, and I'm like cringing whenever I move. So it's been really good. And that's only 5 days. So the surgery is it's been a breeze. I'm so happy with how it's going. The surgeon was really good.
Then I faced my first setback. On day 7, I was scheduled to start introducing backwards walking into my rehab program. So on day 7, I hopped on the treadmill, set the speed for very, very slowly, turned around, held onto the railings and started to walk backwards. Almost immediately, I felt a very uncomfortable and sharp pain right in that incision area, right where I was having pain before. I got scared and at first I didn't know what to do, but my program had me scheduled for 15 minutes of backwards walking and this was just 30 seconds into the walk and I was already feeling this pain. However, my doctor and the physical therapist, and like I always preach to you guys, you should always be listening to your body. And when something doesn't feel right, when your body's saying like, hey, watch out for this, something's not right, you need to listen to that. And so that's exactly what I did. 45 seconds, maybe not even a minute into this backwards walking, I stopped. I did not do the 15 minutes. I turned off the treadmill. I went straight back home and I lied in bed. After an hour or two, that area became very sore, almost like it was right after the surgery. I was pretty nervous and scared about how far I set myself back. I rested the entire night. Even into the next day, I rested the entire next day. On day 8, didn't do a single thing, even though I was scheduled to do more. And then on day 9, I felt very good again. It was such a relief to wake up on day 9 and to feel great again. Thankfully, I listened to my body because just with that 45 seconds of backwards walking, and since I listened to my body, that setback only lasted 2 days. If I were to do the entire 15 minutes of walking, who knows how far I could have been set back. And that's not at fault of the program because that program is a general plan and you need to adapt it to yourself and how your body is reacting. I might be reacting to backwards walking very differently than somebody else because no injury or no recovery process is ever going to be exactly the same as somebody else's. My days are literally rehab, eat healthy foods, lie in bed and rest, repeat. But I'm not mad.
So I just got back from the gym and that was by far like the best I've felt since I've had surgery. I did 4 miles walking uphill at a good pace, biked after that, did full stretching, and I feel so good. I felt like I could have done even more. But, you know, I got to listen to the rehab program, try to really progress, not jump into anything too quickly, and just keep going up from here. So I'm so happy because 2 days ago when I tried to walk backwards and do a little bit too much and I got that pain, I got a little scared. But a day of rest, listening to my body, and now going back in that gym and doing more now, today, it felt great. So, and now before I forget what I did in the gym, I'm just going to write down exactly what I did, everything to the T. So then tomorrow I can progress off of that and keep building up and up and up. I'm so stoked because I just jogged for the first time in the gym. So happy about that. It was only 5 minutes, but then, you know, just like the idea with everything to progress up. And it felt so good in there and I want to do more, but I just have to be smart and just slowly progress up and up and up. So 5 minutes will turn into 10 minutes, which will turn into 15 minutes, and then 20, 30, and then I'll be out there back on the field. Anyway, today is the last day that I'm in St. Louis. Completely packing up everything. Kind of just getting ready to do this trip with Dragan and Wes. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But at the same time, I'm still a little sad about leaving St. Louis. You know, I don't know if I'm going to come back. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time here.
That trip that I was talking about in the last clip was a 2-week road trip across America back to my hometown of Portland, Oregon. My roommate Dragan, Wes, and I were going to head back across America, hit up some national parks, camp, hike, and basically have a vacation, a 2-week vacation after the season ended. Now this trip definitely wasn't on the rehab program. And to be honest, if I returned straight back to San Diego or Portland and jumped immediately back into a rehab program with a physical therapist, I probably could return 1 or 2 weeks earlier than I will now. But at the same time, this is off season. There's no rush. I have 3 months until the next 2018 season starts. There's no need to do that accelerated rehab program right now and possibly even push it a little bit too far and result in setting back even worse for the next season. Now in these 2 weeks, it's not a complete rest. We're doing hiking every single day, walking, and I would still continue my stretching and general basic exercise movements during this trip. This basically was just extra time to allow my body a smoother transition back into playing. I made this decision with my doctor and we truly believe that this was the best thing to do for myself. Now I'm actually gonna make a completely separate video on the fun part of this trip, the beautiful sights that we saw, the adventures, the camping, all that stuff. But for this video, I just wanna focus on the actual rehab and the exercises that I did in order to get back. Now, if at any time, any of these hikes or activities would cause me any pain that I wasn't comfortable with, We were all in agreement that we would just completely stop and just continue driving on. Fortunately, that never occurred, even during the most rigorous day where we did Angel's Landing and Narrows in Zion National Park, which added up to about 15 miles of hiking and walking. 2 weeks later, we finally arrived in Portland. Well, we did it. We did it.
We're home!
This morning, I jumped back into the next step of the rehab program. I jogged for 2 miles in 20 minutes, and I felt fantastic. I talked to my doctor and the physical therapist, and we're all in agreement that I can jump into this next phase of the rehab program, which involves ball work, more rigorous running, and weightlifting. I'm feeling confident, I'm ready, and I'm excited to progress into this next phase. So, I'm officially back to YouTube. I wanna thank you guys for all the support and love that you guys have been showing me these last 4 weeks. It's been outstanding, but this is my return. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.